Hi guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve Pythagorean Theorem. An important thing to remember before you start these equations is the formula. The formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and if you remember this, you should be ready to go on these problems. Another important thing that you need to remember before you start these equations are the letters, and each equation has a different letter. So A means subtract, B means subtract as well, and C means add. The last important thing that you need to remember before we can get into solving these equations are that A and B, you are finding the missing leg, and for C equations, you are finding the hypotenuse. So now let's get into solving these equations. The first equation that I'm going to show you how to solve is C equations. So for this problem, you are going to put C here, 6 feet here, and 8 feet over here. So when you start solving these equations, you want to remember to multiply the biggest number first, so that would be 8. So we're going to multiply 8 by 8, and 8 times 8 is 64. Next, we're going to multiply the smaller number, which is 6, so we're going to do 6 times 6 equals 36. So because this is a C equation, you are going to add these two numbers. So we will get 64 plus 36, and that is 100. So after you get this number, you are going to square 100. After you get 100, you're going to find the square root of that number, and that is going to give you 10 as your final answer. Now I'm going to teach you how to solve another C equation. So for this, you are going to add again. So first we're going to put C, 12 feet, and 5 feet. So we're going to look for the biggest number, which is 12. So we're going to multiply 12 times 12, and that will give you 144. Then we're going to multiply 5 times 5, and that will give you 25. So now we're going to add 144 plus 25, and that's going to give you 169. So once we get that, we're going to square it, and the square root of this is 13, so your final answer is 13. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to solve a B equation, and for these equations, we are going to subtract the numbers. So first, we are going to write 10 centimeters, then 6 centimeters, and then B. So we're going to look for the biggest number once again, which is 10. So we're going to multiply 10 times 10, which gives us 100. Then we're going to multiply 6 times 6, which equals 36. Now we are going to subtract 100 by 36, since this is a B equation, and that is going to give us 64. So after you get 64, you are going to find the square root of that number, and that will give you 8, which is your final answer. The last example I'm going to show you guys today is how to solve an A equation. So for the A equations, you are also going to subtract, and they're pretty much exactly like the B equations. So first we're going to do 5 km, then A, and 4 km. So we're going to look for the biggest number, which is 5 times 5 equals 25, and then 4 times 4, which gives us 16. So now we're going to subtract 25 from 16, and that is going to give us 9. So now we're going to square 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So our final answer for this A problem is 3. I'm going to give you guys one more example of how to solve a B equation. This example is going to be a little more complicated. So first we're going to write 17 feet, 8 feet, and B, so we're going to subtract this. So first we're going to do 17 times 17, which would give us 289. Then we're going to do 8 times 8, which would give us 64. Then we're going to subtract 289 minus 64, and that's going to give us 225. So 225, and the square root of that would be 15, so 15 is our final answer.